Welcome to the Nitpicking News. Today, we're doing a Gadrak, the Crown-Scourge deck tech.
We're going to show you how to treasure.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
And I'm your host, Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. Do you like Core 21 deck techs? Then if you do, you should subscribe to this channel.
Sounded like you were waiting for them to respond. Were you doing like a Dora thing where it's just like an awkward silence as you wait for their response?
Yes.
And besides, you want to be subscribed to this channel because our subscribers are 10% more likely to find buried treasure.
Disclaimer here, subscribing to Nitpicking Nerds will not help you find treasure. If you thought it did, well, sorry.
Why did we just pause? We're doing like a Dora the Explorer thing?
No, there was a person there.
Oh, there was a person there. Sorry, I didn't hear him.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You must be deaf.
Well, we gotta read Gadrak for this deck tech.
We do have to read Gadrak. He is a pretty cool dragon commander from the new set.
He's 2 and a red for a 5/4 flyer. He can't attack unless you control 4 more artifacts. At the beginning of your end step, you create a treasure token for each non-token creature that died this turn.
So this deck is artifacts. This deck is going to have some treasure tokens. We're going to kill a lot of things, and that's pretty much the gist of it. It's a lot of, if you've seen a Duretti deck, it's very similar to a type of Duretti deck in that sense, but we also want to kill things to get some of those triggers. So let's hop into it, and we're going to start with killing creatures.
Killing creatures, the best ways in red to get creatures dead. That was not supposed to rhyme, but whatever. Blasphemous Act is 8 and a red for sorcery. You deal 13 damage to every creature, and it costs 1 colorless less for each creature.
This is the cheapest and most efficient way in red to wipe the board. So potentially, you can just go 1 red, wipe the whole board, get like 7, 8, 9 guys dead easily.
Well, it has to be at least 8.
Well, okay, that's true, at least 8. But you can get at least 8 guys dead, which happens all the time in EDH, seeing as this is a format with 4 players and tons of creatures on the board. Wipe it, play your commander now. There's a fresh new board, and then at your end step, get like 8 treasures. How awesome is that?
That exchange puts you up 4 mana at least.
It's insane. It's insanely strong. Chain Reaction is another one. This was 2 red for a sorcery, and you deal X damage to each creature, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. So every creature, if there's 10 creatures, every creature takes 10 damage.
Probably, once again, just going to kill everything. If there's like 6 tokens on somebody's board, that just bumps up the numbers for us. We don't care that they don't trigger the treasures. We just want to kill everything.
Yeah, you gotta get those numbers up. We want those numbers high. What's the rookie number thing from that?
What?
The rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers, whatever.
Dude, what are you talking about?
Well, the meme?
What meme?
You gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers meme? It's right here.
Sorry.
I thought you would know it.
No. Jockle Hops. 4 red. Destroy all artifacts, creatures, lands. Dead. Gone. Save 3 left over for your boy Gadrak, and then you get like an extra 10 mana, and nobody has any mana.
This could have been a winning the game potentially, because with this, which the whole thing you're going to do is you're going to wipe the whole board, clean up everything,
And then make a 5/4.
and then make a 5/4. Exactly. And then with that, not only do you make a 5/4, you also get treasures for your next few turns to like still do things and still help rebuild your board.
Basically just gives you 3 threats post board wipe. That's insane. This card's dumb.
I mean, board wipe is an understatement. You got that. Wiping lands isn't usually included in board wipes. Yeah, you're absolutely going to be so far ahead.
Oh, yeah. Starstorm, aka PK Starstorm, is X red, and it's an instant. It deals X damage to each creature, and it's cycling for 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't really care that you did that.
I know you kept going. I was glad. That was a good overlap we did there.
It was great.
Yeah, PK Starstorm is a great card. It's the best like version of like the wiping off the creatures that you don't. If you don't want to have players and you don't want to have planeswalkers, you're just worried about creatures. Starstorm's the one you go with.
It's pretty good. And you can end of turn it. This isn't necessarily one that you want to wombo with Gadrak, but it's just an end of turn, like, blow everything up.
You can still wombo it too, because like again, if this deck I put a lot of ramp in here. There's a lot of artifact based ramp because we're an artifact based deck. So you can get a ton of ramp. You can do a Starstorm for some and still have that mana to cast your Gadrak afterwards.
Last one is a different dragon. It's Balefire Dragon. It's a 7 mana 6/6 flyer. When it deals combat damage to a player, it also deals damage to all their creatures.
This one's
sorry about you.
Yeah, this one's really awesome because it lets Gadrak keep re-triggering. If Balefire Dragon stands in the field for a turn or two with Gadrak, you can just keep accumulating treasures over and over and over again. Oh.
I didn't expect your sentence to end so quickly.
I,
We're prepared here at the Nitpicking Nerds at whatever hour this is. Critical mass artifacts. This is just a little bit of ensuring that you're going to have the 4 artifacts to attack with. It's like trivial in this deck, but there's just a few that are just going to kind of sit there.
oh, absolutely. It is super trivial in this deck. There's artifacts everywhere. Plus Gadrak makes some. We're going to have artifacts. That's not going to be even like something I don't see on here. Dockside Extortionist is just going to make you a ton of artifacts for
Treasures,
free.
actually.
Yeah, and that's actually the treasure sub theme.
There's no treasure subtheme.
The treasure
We're not there yet. We don't have the quality of cards for treasure subtheme.
No, maybe in Rainbow, but no.
Yeah, we can't even play Revel in Riches.
Yeah, let's say it. So critical mass of artifacts. First one is Tome of Legends. Tome of Legends enters the battlefield with a page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on Tome of Legends. Pay 1, tap it, remove a page counter from Tome of Legends, draw a card. Red struggles with card draw, but we have a 3-mana commander that we can play a lot. So this is going to help us a lot in that card draw area.
This is just like, this card is good only in white or red. I don't think this card is, I wouldn't really touch it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe some artifact deck where you can like tap it and untap it. But other than that.
Also, if your commander costs 1, 2, and 3, that's when you start considering this card a lot more.
It's just ends up being worse than Phyrexian Arena most of the time, and we hate that card.
That's fair enough.
That's kind of where my bar is on card draws. Like, if it's worse than a card we don't like Arena, I'm just not going to play it.
Yeah, I'm not going to play it in a black deck or a blue deck for sure in those two.
Yeah, but white is dying for freaking Phyrexian Arena. And green has amazing card draw, too.
Green has amazing card draw if you're playing a creature-based deck. If you're playing
Which you probably are.
If you're playing some janky green deck that's not based around creatures, then you don't
I feel
have to.
sorry for you.
Well,
I feel sorry for you.
How dare they not?
What do we? We don't support all decks here.
Yes, we do.
No. Just whatever we feel like.
When has that ever been
I'm just
true?
kidding. We build jank and it's awesome and you should subscribe.
Yeah, I was going to say, when has that ever been? Thematic Compass is a 2-mana artifact that flips if you have 7 lands into a Mazavith, but it also has another ability on the front where you can pay 3, tap it, and search for a basic land, put it in your hand, and then you can probably play it because that's probably why you searched, because you didn't have your land drop.
I would like to errata the but to an and.
What? What's the but?
Well, but implies like it just despite the but you weren't expecting it to also have it. Like, and it has.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I was like, wait, what
like if it flips into Mazavith, but it destroys 2 of your lands. Like that would it'd be like a downside.
Yeah, it doesn't have a downside. It can help you with your land drops. A lot of times this ends up being late game ramp. So after you hit your 7th land, you can just kind of play this out and then it'll flip over.
It helps you hit your land drops.
Yeah,
it's so good.
And it helps you hit your land drops. Sometimes you don't need it to hit your land drops. Sometimes it's just ramp. Sometimes you do need to hit your land drops. This card is very versatile. It's awesome. Getting them, if you don't know how good Mazavith that test for mana is in EDH, then
you haven't played this card because there's no other card that does it. This card's very good.
I mean, but maybe they played Mazavith
with Chromatic
Urborg.
Lantern.
Yeah, or Urborg. Yeah,
maybe
either one. Yeah.
Chromatic Star and Ichor Wellspring. These are just dumb artifacts that come out and they cantrip. Chromatic Star cantrips when you don't need it, and Ichor Wellspring cantrips right away, and then again when it dies.
Yeah, that Ichor Wellspring's great in this deck because we have a lot of ways to get rid of artifacts. Like, just get it out of here. Give me a new one.
Ways to sack it, ways to just incidentally die.
Yeah, like,
and then it ends up being divination for 2.
Yeah, like Duretti and
I think we'll talk about them probably.
I didn't know we were gonna talk about them.
Yeah.
Junk Diver and Mirror Retriever are things that when they die, they get back artifacts. That's the gist of.
And they're there for the body count. That's about it. And they'll trigger your boy Gadrak when they die.
Yeah, I mean the body count's awesome for us because things dying are awesome for Vadrik or Vadrik. Whoa. No, Gadrak.
I mean, those names are so similar.
Yeah, why is there a Vadrik and a Gadrak?
It's because they did not care about this card's name. And let's go to Artifacts Matter. These things are going to pay off the fact that we have a bunch of artifacts in this deck.
Ugin the Ineffable, a.k.a. Ugin the Virgin, as we have dubbed him here in the Nitpicking Nerds.
That's going to be what it is forever.
Forever. So Ugin the Virgin is... it's funny to say. He's a 6-mana planeswalker, answers with 4 loyalty. You can plus to make a 2/2 spirit and you exile the top card and that card goes to your hand if that 2/2 spirit dies, blah, 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 blah. That one's weird. Or he can minus to destroy a colored permanent, but he has a great static for this deck. A great static. He makes all colorless spells cost 2 less. So we have a lot of artifacts. I didn't do the count. Did you get the count?
Nope. I was just gonna say that I appreciate that you read the entire plus and then added like 8 blahs to it. Scrap Trawler is 3 mana 3/2. It's an artifact creature. When it or another artifact dies, you get to bring back an artifact with lesser CMC from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah. This guy goes off and does a lot of things. I mean, there is definitely infinite combos in this deck with him. I don't know.
We're not here to.
Yeah.
The infinite combos that are available with this card don't last less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you might be able to chain something. And it just depends on your play group where they might make you do it. Or if you can say, hey, this plus this plus this plus this card in my deck, you can't win.
Yeah. This stuff, like I said, this goes infinite. If you want to have, if your friends make you do it, you got to do it. So
you got to do it. But we're not putting it in the game. Metalworker, what does that do?
Metalworker is tap them, reveal any number of artifacts from your hand. For each of those artifacts revealed, you get 2 mana. I don't know if you know this, but if we have 5 in our hand, we get 10 mana. That's insane.
This card is better than Palladium Mirror.
That
Only
is,
slightly.
That is true. This card is actually insane. This is one of those cards that in a deck that's playing it, you have to kill it because it will just take them so far ahead and out of this game that it'll most likely just be over.
The worst part is they show you all the stuff they're about to steamroll you with. Like, here's a worm coil and a scrap trawler and a Krark Clan Ironworks. 4 mana. This is still your opponent talking. 4 mana for an artifact, and I can sacrifice an artifact and add 2 colorless mana to my mana pool. That's good because it lets me sacrifice all of the artifacts I revealed earlier, like Thematic Compass, and then I can turn them into mana when I don't need them anymore to ramp out huge artifact threats.
I appreciate that. I was going back to Metalworker for 1 second. I appreciate that you listed 3 real examples of cards in one blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You just like I did with Ugin the Virgin.
It's perfect.
Core Clan Ironworks is a great sack all left for your artifacts. We have artifact creatures. You can stack them to get triggers for your Gadrak or your Vadrik, not Vadrik, your Gadrak. I'm just mixing them up. You can stack all those artifact creatures. Plus you can stack the 2 guys that gets up Mirror Retriever and.
I said that. I'm still the opponent.
Okay, I don't care about you, opponent. You're a jerk.
Oh, no.
You're being you talk.
But just wait till I assemble my Scrap Mastery combo. 3 red for a sorcery. And then everyone sacrifices all their artifacts and then brings them all back.
Yeah, this is
all mine are coming back.
It works. This works incredibly well with Core Clan Ironworks. You sacked every single artifact you have, including Core Clan Ironworks. Have a ton of extra mana laying around. Now you cast Scrap Mastery. Get them all back and go off. This Scrap Mastery is a strong magic card in artifact decks.
It's living death for artifacts.
Yeah.
Living death is insane. This is insane in an artifact deck.
Living decks, this is even in the decks where Scrap Mastery is insane. It's sometimes better because your opponents will never, ever be able to match you. Sometimes
it might not be better, but it's more one-sided.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's fair. It's more one-sided. That's a good way to put it. Where it's like, how is it? There's no chance an opponent is going to match what you're getting back. It's
no.
Never going to happen.
No.
Like there's lots of graveyard decks. There's some artifact decks, but not nearly as many as graveyard decks. So you're going to cast Scrap Mastery, get so much advantage, and your opponent's going to be like, I got a Soul Ring and lost everything else.
And you still have 16 mana in your mana pool.
Oh yeah,
with the Ironworks.
Oh god, it's so strong. So heading into the last category, we're going to win the game because as you know, we have to win the game in every EDH deck ever. And if you're not trying to win the game, that's a whole different story. That's a different type of deck.
Yeah, if you're trying to win, though, you probably need non-combat ways. At least we always do. So there's 3 here. The first one, Karn, the Great Creator, is a 4-mana Planeswalker. Starts at 5 loyalty because he was printed in the past 2 years. You +1s to turn an artifact into a creature with power toughness equal to its mana cost. That's classic Karn. He's got a -2. You search for a card in exile or in your sideboard, basically. It's an artifact, and it puts it in your hand. That's almost irrelevant. You can't get, there's no sideboard in EDH, so irrelevant. But the static ability is your opponents can't activate abilities of artifacts they control. Now, what would you say that Karn's favorite food is?
Lettuce. He loves lettuce.
Whose lettuce?
Michael Synth's.
Michael Synth. What is... Does Michael Synth, is that a card, his lettuce?
Yeah, Michael Synth Lettuce is a card.
What does it do?
It's a 6-mana artifact that turns all permanents into artifacts.
And all cards that are elsewhere colorless, I think.
Yes, it does. That part's less relevant because Karn doesn't care about that. Karn, this shuts off everybody from doing anything. You just have to make sure your opponents don't have enough attacks to kill your Karn, and then you win.
Actually, what's funny is I think if it turns all the cards in your hand colorless, doesn't that say Ugin makes them cost less?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So then some of them are free, and also your lands work and theirs don't, and none of their permanents really do anything except attack.
This is usually just a lock. This is a solid way to just lock out the game. It's strong.
It doesn't destroy all lands. It ruins lands. Are no longer a card type for your opponents. They can't play them after. The ones they played before don't do anything, and all of their artifacts, alternate ways to make mana, are just dead. They don't work.
Well, they can play them out of their hand. It's just worthless.
Yeah, there's no noticeable impact on the game.
Yeah.
The only way to make mana for them is, I don't even know. Actually, I was going to say creatures, but they're artifacts, so they don't work.
Yeah, nothing works.
They can't make mana.
Nothing works. It turns off all activated abilities for your opponent.
Yeah, Karn really should have said, unless they're mana abilities. You don't care.
No, it was intended to be that way.
It was intended to get Mycosynthletis banned in Modern.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying it was intended to shut off mana abilities.
Lame.
He was intended to shut off everything. He was just meant. He was meant to be a stony silence. Like that was his intention. The other one is Rings of Brighthearth and Basalt Monolith. So Rings of Brighthearth is a artifact that if you activate an ability of an artifact, if you activate any ability that isn't a mana ability, you can pay 2 to double it. So the way this works is you tap Basalt Monolith for 3 mana. You pay the 3 to untap it. That makes a Rings of Brighthearth trigger. You then pay 2 more mana to double it. So now it untaps once. The trigger for the second untap, you tap for 3. Now it untaps again. You make 6. Now you net 1 mana every single time you do this combo. We have Staff of Domination in here to pay it off.
Infinite colorless mana.
And
All right, the best way to win the game with this deck has got to be Kite Tyrant. It's 4 red for a 6/5 Flampler. When it hits somebody, you steal all their artifacts. Okay, that's pretty good. And then if you control 20 or more artifacts, you just win.
At the beginning of your upkeep. Right?
Yeah, you win.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is hit somebody. You just get like a 12 for 1 because you're stealing. It's so good. It's like a 3 for 1 every time you steal one thing, and it can steal like 5 things. There's no limit.
Yeah, Kite is a very strong magic card. It costs a lot of mana, but if it hits, it's insane.
We just so happen to make 1 million artifacts.
Also, I want to point out that the card that you described, the Kite that just wins if you have 20 artifacts, is a lot better.
The static, yeah.
The static ability, yeah, that card's a lot better.
It is slightly better than this one. But this one, we'll take it.
No, this one's strong. This one's a great magic card.
No, we'll settle for this one. It's so much worse than what I read.
An amazing magic card that would be talked about a lot more in EDH.
Yes.
That card would be insane. But that's winning the game. That's the last category. And that's all we got for you.
Shout-outs.
Calm down. Oh, my God.
Shout-outs.
We're not even at the shout-outs yet.
Shout-outs.
So now we're heading into the next part, the shout-outs.
Shout-outs.
No, we're going on my time.
Okay.
Special shout-outs to all of our patrons. We love you all as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. You guys are awesome. You guys make this possible. We love you all.
Big time love.
All as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. We will never surpass that uncomfortability because that's how much we love you. If you want to join them and become a patron, you go to patreon.com/user/nitpicking nerds. There you can join one of our tiers and get some awesome perks.
I recommend just going to the link in the description instead of memorizing that and typing it out.
It's also on the little patron card. It's on the bottom.
Yeah. Also, there's 2 other ways to support the channel. And then there's one other way that Joe's going to say, but I want to say 2. There's buymeacoffee.com, which is a digital tip jar. In the description, you just go click on it and then boom. Takes you to a website. You can donate money in small increments or large increments if you really want to. TCGplayer.com, that's where this deck list is going to be. So you're going to go there anyway because you want to see all of the other artifacts in this deck that we didn't talk about. So you go there, navigate wherever you want on the site from the deck list page, buy whatever you want, and then we get money from your order without you spending it on us. You kind of like create money for us out of thin air.
Yeah. Don't you guys want to create money for us out of thin air? I know I want you to.
Me too.
Yeah.
What's one other way if they can't get enough of you and sometimes me?
If they can't get enough of me and sometimes Beezy, you can watch us stream. I'm going to start streaming earlier, so we're going to do new times for streaming. We're going to do 10 to 4 Eastern Standard
So you're just going to go
Time.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Every weekday.
Yeah, 6 hours every weekday. I am working on making YouTube streaming my full-time gig. So let's keep that going. We're growing on Twitch. I've been having more viewers. Love it.
Approaching 6K on YouTube.
If you're watching this, you can probably head over right now because by the time this video comes out, I'll be streaming, so it'll be perfect for you. And also, I'll be playing Arena Cube because that's exciting and it's been super fun.
It's all right. I have mixed feelings about it. That can just be our tidbit.
What you don't like Arena Cube?
I have not. I mean, I've played 3 drafts now. It's all right. I have a sweet Field of the Dead deck. I have Golos and Field of the Dead and like every way to play extra lands. And I'm 4-0 currently.
That's sweet.
It's pretty fun. That deck is fun. But I've had cool decks where I just lose to like nonsense.
I mean, that's in any cube you're gonna lose to nonsense.
That's probably. I mean, that's the problem with cube though.
I mean,
And some cubes are more balanced. Like a peasant cube, you're not going to lose to nonsense.
well, yeah, but a peasant cube isn't fun.
I like peasant cube better.
No, I disagree
Come at me.
wholeheartedly. I want to play big, powerful cards. That's one of the things I want to do in cube.
I mean, there are big powerful cards. It's mostly just like every dumb standard card. I want to build an aggro deck, and then I'll let you know because maybe where I want to be in this cube is just ruining other people's fun with like a curve out aggro tempo deck.
Yeah, I got 5 wins with a curve out aggro tempo.
I got completely destroyed. Some guy went like Spectral Sailor, and then I played a Spectral Sailor and I tried to block, and they're like, no, Threnody Singer, blow you out. And I'm like, okay. And then next turn they played Favorable Winds. Then they played Elite Guard Mage. Then they played like 2 more flyers. I'm just like, oh, I didn't even know you could do this. I thought you had to turtle.
No, that's a deck. No, that's
There's like blue white flyers and mono red aggro.
There's
Like black red sack aggro.
there's also Boros tokens is another theme. There's some strong aggro decks in this cube.
I'll be trying them.
I had a game that I did end up winning at 2 life, but I said the words on stream. I don't think it's possible for me to lose this game. And then he goes, he plays like something that made 2 tokens into the card that makes 2 tokens and gives them +1/+1 haste.
Yep.
And then alphaed me to take me to 2. I'm like, I said I couldn't lose this game, but I literally almost lost this game. I was dead to 1 more creature.
Jeez. Well, that's the video.
Yeah, that's a tidbit about Arena Cube, actually, I guess. Yeah, that was a fun video. So we're heading out. Peace out, Tribe Scout.